Hello everybody, welcome back to DIY Ideas. Today I'm showing you how to make the super simple, super easy headband, perfect for winter time. I'm using some yarn I have left over from a different project. I'm also using a smaller crocheting hook to achieve this very tight V-ish pattern, as you can see here. It's still super elastic but tight enough in order to not fall off of your head. So all the materials and the how-to steps I will show you now. So this is my leftover scarfy yarn. I have about an ounce and a half, which is about 30 to 35 grams left. And this should absolutely be plenty to make a headband with. Let's look at all the information down here. So this used to be 150 grams, which is about 5.3 ounces, 285 meters, which is 312 yards long, 78% acrylic, 22% wool. They recommend to use a K crocheting hook, which is 6.5 millimeters, but I'm using an H, which is, let me see, a 5.0 in order to get this pattern going that we need. The color number is 217 and the name is Mint Silver. Let's grab my measuring band before I forget. Let's put it to the side so I have it handy when I need it. Let's start out with our first chain, which will be the length or the width of our headband. So we'll start out here. It's going to be about 3 to 4 inches wide, which is 8 to 10 centimeters. Let's do our slip knot here and start out with our first chain. We're going to do about 12 of these. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's add about 2 more for height. So we will not start the first loop here at the first chain here. We'll start here on the 4th, about here, and what we're going to do is to repeat this over and over but keeping space. So we're going to start here with our chain stitch, and we're keeping a space here, and we're going to do chain stitch double crochet. So we'll do this, chain stitch double crochet, chain stitch double crochet, and so on and so forth. But always remembering to keep the space in between. This is important for later when we go on. So another, and then we go here. Here we already made it to the end of our first row, and then look, it looks so nice. Then we go on 2 more for height, and then we go chain stitch double crochet again through these little space holes. We basically repeat this over and over. We just want it to be really tight but still elastic enough. So we pierce this middle here. Chain stitch and double crochet. Chain stitch and double crochet. So we made it to the other side. And now we start back up here again for height, and then we go chain stitch double crochet, chain stitch double crochet, just alternating between the two. It's pretty fast, pretty simple, as you can see here. Of course, you have to add several more of these rows in order to achieve the width, and it's probably going to be about 50 centimeters, which is about 19 to 20 inches, just to make sure this is still super elastic. And if for some reason this is not tight enough, you can always add some elastics to this later on. This is always a good trick for hats, for any kind of headbands. if they loosen up over time, to add these two. So I'm back here already, almost halfway through the row. Chain stitch, double crochet, and again sew. Let's get rid of these little bits here. So you just repeat this over and over, alternating until you have the 50 centimeters, which you can see I achieved. We got it up to 50 centimeters, about 20 inches. And it's a very nice pattern, as you can see here. I just really like how it flows. It's super even and it really achieves a great look. I just love these little V's that repeat. So I recommend measuring the circumference of your head, or whoever's head you're measuring, to make sure this fits, and probably subtract an inch or a centimeter to so this is tight enough on the head without falling off. And now we'll just have to add both ends together in order to make a nice seam so this stays together. So I started here from the right, so that's where we're going to start here. Loop it through, and then we pierce it through here, stitch. We'll pull the yarn from one side to the other to connect them tightly together, as you can see here. And I push it through here again, and there. Pull through. It's gonna be really nice and tight, because you really do not want this to loosen or separate when you're wearing it, so make sure you're doing this tight enough. Just make sure to pull through the yarn from one side to the other. There, it's very nice and tight there. Yep. I'm gonna pull this through. We almost made it to the end already. Super easy, as I said. And now I'll pull this here one more time here, and almost done. We made it to the other side. We have done it. So here we have this really nice seam now. As you can see, it looks really nice and tight. This won't loosen up super quickly. I'm just going to have to trim the yarn ends here a little bit. Otherwise this is going to be too much. Pull out the hook. And now I'll just have to tie this up in a double knot, I think. Should do the trick. And make sure that this is super tight so you won't lose it, and then I'll clean this up a little bit later, but basically you can see where the seam is now. It's a super tight seam. It looks really nice. You see the color gradation here. Of course, if it's a solid colored one, it won't be as visible, but it's super natural, super easy. I hope you really liked this easy tutorial on how to make a headband, and thank you for watching DIY Ideas. And if you liked this video, please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribe for more fun DIY content. I hope to see you soon.